Recording in progress.
Okay, it's 5:30 p.m. This October 16th meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety. Is hereby called to order. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Treasurer Aldrich, will you call the roll, please?
Brianna Maxwell.
Present.
Spencer Kingery.
Present.
And Anita Warren.
Present. The minutes of the October 2nd meeting are presented for review. Are there any additions or corrections?
I have none. Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I am an aye. The minutes are approved as read. Next order of business are the regular claims for October 16th totaling $622,515.66. Is there a motion to approve the claims?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? No? No questions on the claims. All those in favor of approving the claims for $622,515.66 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And I am an aye. Motion carries. So, as you know, we have been completing ADA compliance reviews throughout the city this year. In your packet was a quote for completing that with phase 3. I asked that we remove the Bison parking plaza from this, so I have scratched it out in what you received. $2,000 for a parking pad is excessive, and we didn't know what the scope was that they were working off of, and so it's been removed. They could add it later if it turns out to be something that was not described properly. So that being said, is there a motion to approve the ADA compliance review phase 3?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second
Questions? Discussion?
it. I
I don't see
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
will.
Aye.
And I'm an aye, motion carries. And if we can pass this signature page around, please. And the Wabash and Erie Canal Park turns 50 next year. I think the Canal Association would like some permission to use the poles in the downtown for banners, and Bev Cease is here to make that request. Bev?
I've talked to several people here in the city, and apparently some of the flags have worn out and there's no flags on a lot of the flag poles right now. So next year is the 50th year of the Wabash and Erie Canal Association, and so we're trying to do a big celebration all year long, and have bigger celebrations at Canal Days and our annual meeting and so forth. And so because Delphi, or the canal is such an important part of Delphi's growth in the 1800s, I think it makes a lot of sense that we acknowledge that with those flags, that the bars are there for the flags. We've had other kinds of flags on there for all of the year if possible, if something else needs to go up sometime, part of the year at least. So we're just wondering how to go about getting that done.
Well, obviously, you do need to come to Board of Works for permission to do that, which you are doing tonight. tonight. I guess I would like to see a design, or, you know, what you have in mind for the banners. Do you have the size dimensions? We can
No,
certainly get those to you.
we haven't designed anything yet, and we don't have the size dimensions. We didn't know if we could do this. And so I need to find out who to talk to about sizes, and then we could.
Is there sort of a general consensus that we would use some of the poles on the downtown for this purpose, to display banners?
I don't have an issue, I think it's a great idea.
Mhm.
I as well, so,
Part of our heritage.
the person to talk to about getting the dimensions would be Aaron Lyons, street superintendent.
Okay.
And, you know, we can decide after, I think if you have a design and you want to come back and,
Yeah.
you know, perhaps make a proposal as to number of poles, or, you know, which, is it every other pole on Washington Street? Is that primarily where you want them? So what,
Probably.
a little bit more detailed proposal, and bring it back to Board of Works, and
Okay.
I think we'd be more than happy to consider it.
So, I guess the question is, the cost, is the city interested in helping with the cost of having the banners made? And that, depending on how much they cost, that could depend on how many we can afford
Yeah,
to.
that is a different question, and, obviously, this is not something that has been budgeted for next year. So my initial thought would be, once you find out how much, you know, the banners are likely to cost, look for other alternatives. I mean, there are plenty of grants out there that, you know, would help you with that. The chamber has a marketing grant that's available, I think it's $1,000. So there probably are some other sources. You may have time to do a end-of-year Operation Roundup grant. I think December 31st is their, you know, last quarterly date on that. So I would suggest that you look for, you know, other alternatives. The city would be happy to, sounds like we would be happy to allow the poles to be used, but.
Does the city have plans for flags on all those poles for the next year?
The city does not have plans to replace the banners that are there. You know, and typically, we would probably now look to organizations, whether it's the Canal Association or Delphi Main Street, if they have, you know, banners that they would like to put up, or things to announce a particular festival or something of that sort. But we have not budgeted to replace the banners in the downtown.
All right.
So.
Okay, well, that sounds great, and so,
So that would give you at least a starting point to
Yeah.
get the size of the banners, kind of decide, figure out what the cost is gonna be, design how many poles you might be interested in, having the city commit, you know, availability for the canal, and bring it back.
okay. We will, and that sounds
Any
a
other
good thing for next
comments or questions from the?
Oh,
I mean, I think we'd be more than happy to ask the street department to put them up for you guys as well, so you don't have to do
Yeah,
that,
that'd be good.
power for that. And,
Good point.
but see how much they cost,
yeah.
and then go from there, cost and how many you need.
Do you know where the original ones were made?
No, but that was done during Stellar, so imagine we can get that information.
HWC did
Well, HWC
they
had them done,
Yes.
but I'm not sure which manufacturer, but Aaron may be able to provide that information as well. If not, we should be able to find the manufacturer, but there are many companies that create, you know, banners. The main thing is.
Yeah, I
get the
talked to
size.
Q Graphics, if they could, and they said yes. But, yeah, we'll see what the prices are.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you, Bev.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Are there board comments or requests? Clerk Treasurer Aldrich? No. Public comments?
How much is the quote for the ADA compliance?
It is, revised quote is, I believe, 14,600.
Yes.
That's what you have on
That's after the 2,000 was
it. Yes.
removed?
Yeah,
Okay.
14,600.
And from what fund would that be paid from?
Leanne, do you remember where the ADA
No, I do not.
has been coming from?
Nope.
We can get that information for you.
Great, thank you.
So you said 14.6?
14,600. Pass that over to Leanne. Any other comments? One last motion.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Objection, the Board of Public Works and Safety is, meeting is adjourned at 5:41. And the council meeting will start at 6.